Live. What does it mean to be live, actually? Hmm. That's pretty funny. Wow. Hello. I didn't know if this thing was going to work, so I'm just kind of sitting here waiting to see if anybody showed up. I'll be right back. I got to get a beer. Well, I had a beer. I just had it poured, and then I set it down and set all this stuff up. I'm trying to see how long it would take me to set this thing up. Trying to do a few things differently. Well, I'm kind of always trying to do a few things differently. Because I get bored. I'm bored easily. What can I say? Is there actually 3 people in here? Let us see. Yes. Very, very interesting. Let me, unless y'all really are just dying to see my belly, maybe there's something interesting that'll show up behind me. Usually this is about the time of day the deers come out. You never know. Usually when I'm making racket, the deer come out back there, which is really cool. I enjoy seeing the deer. Usually they pick their time. You know, that may be a little bit high. Let's see. Is that a little bit high? That may be still a little bit high. You can see that I'm clearly not a professional. I clearly don't do this for a living. That should be okay. Maybe a little bit crooked. Let's see if we can straighten this thing out. I've got like a $2 phone clamp. I think you're supposed to use these things. It's just one of those. It's kind of like a selfie stick phone clamp, but it's got the really cool articulating. I can't remember what they call those things, but they have lots of little segments and you can bend them. 40, 50 years ago, I think back in the 60s, they started making them for like lamps and stuff. I love the articulated stuff. So anytime I see a lamp or something like that with some articulation and it's like a yard sale or something, I'll snatch it because I like that stuff. I have nothing that I want to talk about tonight. Although I did put out a little short this morning about I went and met a buddy I hadn't seen in a while yesterday, and we had lunch with him and sat on his motorcycle. That's what you saw. But there's more of that coming in the morning, and a little bit more of a going on. what I tell you what I really want to talk about. I haven't really figured out a way to say what I want to say, and I've talked to a few friends about it, and everybody's given me zero feedback. So I'm just going to spill it to everybody tonight and see what y'all think about this, because I know that most of the people that watch my live streams are the people that watch most of my videos. So I'm not really cautious about pissing my regular audience off. I really don't want to piss my regular audience off, so I'm usually careful. But this is one of those topics where I can just go, okay, my regular audience that's usually watching live streams, I don't want to piss other people off either, but I also want to. So I guess let's just come out and say it. After my crash, I got about 3,000 new viewers, and I'm really not sure where all they came from. It could be a very diverse crowd, up into like 90% of people that just are just regular YouTube viewers. So my suspicion is these people don't really like motorcycles, and I don't know. There may be somebody that's watching right now. Let me see how many people are in here. That would be the other curious thing, is how many people are watching right now. If I could figure out how to get my chats up. There's 14 people up here, in here. Ho, 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 on the go. Dave's crazy trailer. You getting the Harley? No, I'm not. Who's getting a Harley? You got it. Picture is good. Yeah, thanks, man. Guy, what's that? Joby, I'm not sure. So everybody in here is recent. Everybody that's chatting right now is recent. And I know there's probably a handful of you guys that are watching right now that are ride motorcycles. But I'm trying to make a video, and I thought about making it on the video that's coming out in the morning. I've got one scheduled to come out at 7 a.m., so please check that out. But I wanted to tack it onto the beginning of the video and basically say what I needed to say really quickly and say, hey, look, here's a video. I've got a really important message to share at the end of the video. If you will watch the video to the end, the message I want to share, and the message I want to share is basically the 3,000 people that joined after my crash as a result of my crash. I have this funny feeling either they don't really like motorcycles or they don't like me, and it's really negatively impacting the performance of my motorcycle. Performance of my videos. Motorcycles in the head. So the request I'm going to make at some point, and maybe you guys can help me, especially you guys that have been watching me for a while, y'all know me, y'all know what I'm about. The question I've got is, how do I say that politely? Because I don't want to piss anybody off. Anybody that has ever watched any of my videos, I don't want to piss people off. That's not really why I do what I do. But sometimes I have to say what I've got to say in order to keep driving forward, or to make myself feel good about what I'm doing, because the last thing I want to do is talk about my everyday crap that has no meaning to anybody. But I do want to talk about motorcycles. And the concern I've got is, like, I have been shedding viewers probably for the last 5 or 6 weeks. And the only thing that I can think of is, like, I'm starting to make motorcycle content again, starting to talk about motorcycles. And my guess is it's pissing people off that came here to see the cripple recovery. And that may seem harsh to some people. And if what I just said to you sounds harsh to you, please drop something in the chat and let me know. But that's the trick that I'm trying to figure out how to. I would really like the people that have no interest in motorcycles to go ahead and unsubscribe, but I want them to do it in a way that doesn't hurt the videos that are coming out. And I think that's really what's hurting every video that I've made in the last, I don't know, with a couple of exceptions. Every video that I've made in the last 4 or 5 weeks that has motorcycles in it has been. And I don't think they were exceptional videos. I never have that illusion about any of my stuff. Well, occasionally I do. Occasionally I feel like I make exceptional stuff. But what I want to do is if I have 3, 4, 5,000 people that are not really interested in motorcycle stuff, what I really want to do is invite them to go ahead and unsubscribe. If that's not their thing, if they came here for something else, I would like them to. I would like all those people to go away, but there's a specific way that I want them to go away that doesn't hurt the videos that are coming out. So I may have to put the invitation to unsubscribe in every video that's coming out. And I hate to do that because that's going to irritate the folks that actually are here to watch motorcycle stuff. I mean, the name of the channel is Moto Giant. It's not Cripple Giant. It's not Moto Cripple. It's not, it's so the concern I've got is that my motorcycle stuff is doing so poorly compared to the stuff, I'm walking around on crutches. I'm not walking around on crutches. I'm walking around on a peg leg. I'm walking around, I'm doing pretty well. I want to make a few more update videos. But the reality is, I don't want to talk about being crippled and recovering for very much longer. I want to talk about the things that I love, motorcycles. So maybe you guys can advise me on a way to say that politely without, like I said, I don't want to piss people off. But I also want to invite the people that are not really interested in the stuff that I'll be making for the next year, 2, 10 years. It's not going to be very much, let me show you what an inspiration I am with my new leg and overcoming adversity. There'll probably be some of that stuff in with the motorcycle stuff. But if you're not here for motorcycle stuff, you're probably in the wrong place. And how do I say, hey, if you're not really enjoying the stuff that I'm putting out, hey, watch this video to the end. That's what I'm thinking I need to do to every motorcycle related video from now on. It's like, hey, you may have come here for some other reason. If you're not here for motorcycle stuff, or if you don't like the motorcycle stuff that I put out there, here's a way that you can leave and never see my stuff again. But click this link that is below, which is basically my channel page. I don't care if people go to my channel page and unsubscribe, but the problem I am suspecting is that everybody's seeing, well, not everybody. Everybody that's not really here for motorcycles is seeing the next video come out, and there's nothing about me walking around on my leg. There's nothing inspiring about me overcoming adversity. And they go, what is all this fucking motorcycle content? And they go, unsubscribe. I want them to do that somewhere else. And that's kind of, I don't even know if anybody's understanding what the hell I'm saying now. That's how difficult it is to express this idea. So just kind of curious about what you guys think. Now I'm going to see if anybody has any advice for me now. Because I really struggle sometimes with how to say things nicely, because that's one of the worst things you can call me is nice. Please don't call me nice. I'm not nice. I am not nice. That's the last thing I am. So anytime anybody, goddamn, how do I get chat on here? Oh, this is so difficult. The app on this phone, the apps. It's like, I really want to look at chat, but I can't. Oh, I hate. It's on here somewhere. Oh, here we go. Chats. All right. So we got 20 people watching. Did anybody understand what I just tried to express very poorly? And now I've got to sit here and scroll through this thing to see if I could catch up with chats. Joby articulating tripod. No, I don't like Jobies. I've had a couple of those. They always, it's a matter of time, and they're very expensive. So screw Joby. But yeah, thanks, guy. I found you after the crash. I'm not an adventure off-road rider, so you never showed up. Makes sense, Sam. I've watched some of your stuff too. I think I've commented on a couple of your videos. I have been following you way before you crashed. Glad I got my notification. Well, welcome, Bad Dog. Found you before the accident on your packing your motorcycle. Whatever you do, don't follow my advice on packing your motorcycle. That's how I lost my leg. If the comedy is not getting to you, you're still with you, brother. Before, crippling after. That's right. Yeah, Stephen King. What's up, man? You got word out via the accident. You'll have a bump, and then you got word of mouth that can gather motor viewers. When the drop finishes, you should be up overall. Think of it, Evan. That's really. I like the comment, and I kind of agree with it. I'm not worried about subscribers. I am totally not worried about subscribers. I don't care what that number is. What I've always cared about is how many people watch my video. How many people watch, how many people are engaged, I don't care if I stay the same. If I've got 100 subscribers, I don't care. Apparently, having subscribers makes some kind of an impact on your views. But to me, subscriber count is meaningless. That's just a metric that other people use. I've seen some people a million or 2 million subscribers, so they got 5 videos, and one video has 20 million views and the others don't have anything. So that's kind of a metric that doesn't really make sense. If you don't make videos and all your videos don't get views, the concern I've got is I put a lot of effort into some of my videos. Like this took no effort. This took 10 minutes to set this camera up, which is amazing. Some of my live streams get way more views than anything else, but that's up to YouTube. They put the stuff in the feed, and the people that are watching when the feed comes live. So basically, I like people watching my stuff, and I don't really care how many subscribers I got. That's somebody else's metric. That means nothing to me. All I'm doing is looking at the big picture and going, 25% of my subscribers came in after my crash, and then I see the videos come out, and I'm like, wow, the video does really poorly, and I try to figure out why it's doing so poorly. And consistently, my videos that have motorcycles in them are like, wow. Usually I get a couple of subscribers every new video I put out, and it hurts to see, wow, I lost 3 or 4 subscribers. I wonder what was so bad about this video. And then I've got to think, okay, maybe those people that unsubscribe weren't here for motorcycles, and that's the only thing that I'm worried about. The only thing I'm worried about is, like, how long do I have to pay for all these people that are leaving? How long is that going to take me to get back to some kind of a plateau where, I get a subscriber or 2 with every video, or at least I don't lose. And signals, that's what I'm talking about. YouTube looks at signals. How many people watch the video? How long do they watch? If I made a 10-minute video and they watch 30 seconds of it, that's a really strong signal to YouTube that the video sucks, or that they're showing it to the wrong people. If they watch it for 10 seconds and then immediately unsubscribe, that's a huge signal to YouTube to go, man, we shouldn't show this to anybody, because it's costing us money, because we're here selling ads on videos. And if nobody's watching or they're unsubscribing, we're just not going to show this video to anybody else. And that's my biggest concern. And I'm not sure how to say that to people without pissing them off. So I'm counting on you guys to give me some ideas. Beer. I want you back on a bike, period. Thanks, Chase. I came here in the hopes of seeing a one-legged man in a Speedo doing wheelies on a street bike. That's so awesome, Jeffrey. That's funny, man. I love finding out that some of my viewers have a sense of humor, because sometimes I wonder, man, I dig your outlook at camping. I was happy you didn't give up. Check my date, first vid watch. I believe I like your channel. Just before your ordeal, I have a question as a big guy hammock. I got more I got hammock stuff coming up. I just got a brand new hammock. You may have seen that short where I tied it in between 2 trees and immediately crashed on the ground. I did a Carl. I think that's what I did. It's pretty funny. I've got to find time, man. I've been so busy lately. That's why I'm out here. It's like, man, I barely been outside today. I was like, man, I just want to go outside and freaking shoot a video. Anyway, more hammock stuff coming up, because I'm a huge hammock kid. Uh, Only about 3 years, maybe more. I was after info on moto and stealth camping to extend camp for less to help enjoy my retirement as much as possible. More of that coming too, Tyler. Definitely. Um, Huge stealth camper. I mean, that's kind of, I've been doing things for years now just because it's like the big impetus for me is I hate campgrounds. I freaking hate campgrounds, with the exception of some phenomenal stuff. But the phenomenal stuff is usually like free campgrounds or $7 campgrounds. It's in the middle of nowhere and it's got a vault toilet and maybe some water and maybe a picnic table. But it's so very rare that I find that amazing place that I just avoid campgrounds like the plague. And the other thing, it's not just stealth camping, it's campgrounds suck. And that's kind of where I've been for the last few years. And I want to spread that message because so many people, including, I did a video on Amanda Zitto, as the magpie flies, and I know she can camp outside of campgrounds, but I always wonder why she's always camping in campgrounds and bitching the whole time she's there. I got to imagine it's just for a place to piss and shower with a door on it and picnic tables because she likes to cook. But you know, it goes back to I think there's so much. And I don't want to say the word in a bad way. It always sounds bad when you say the word ignorance, but that's what the word means. Is you don't understand. You don't know how good things are outside of a campground, and I think that may be her biggest thing. Anyway, I'm losing light here, so I don't know how long I'm going to be able to be out here without light. Always mentioning you on my motorcycle groups. Thanks, Chase. I mean, the people that you're talking to are the people that I want watching. I don't want anybody else, really. I would love to get everybody, all my viewers from YouTube, but the people that know you and the people that value your opinions are the people that I want. If you like me, then the people that know you and like you probably going to like me too. That, to me, referrals have always been the gold standard of viewers. Those are the people that I always want. And I got to start making, I think I've made 2 or 3 videos where I go, hey, look, forget the like and subscribe crap. You know how to do that. The best thing you can do is click that share button and go, man, I just watched this awesome video from this guy, Moto Giant, and send it to the guys that you think they would like it. Because, you know, odds are if you know what those guys like and you like it, I think that's the best thing that you could do. And it may be the best signal you could send YouTube too. That's my guess. Oh, I'm subscribed despite the crash stuff. Oh, well, good. I was worried it would end the moto content. I'm glad to see it returning. I followed the crash content only because I was worried about you. Thanks, Evan. Moto content coming. Damn, I don't know how many times I said it. I'm hoping to pick up a motorcycle this week. I'm hoping to. I just sold my RT. If y'all didn't see the rally, the little rally I had here in the yard with my buddies that came down. I sold my RT and I've got one more bike. You'll see that bike firsthand in the morning. It's the motorcycle that I crashed. It's really not in that bad a shape. If you're handy with a wrench and you know how to order parts and modify stuff, it should be a pretty good fix. If you're interested, I'm getting rid of motorcycles cheap, and that should be a good one. No Speedo. This sucks. Oh, that's awesome, dude. I'm with you till you kick me out. Yeah, I don't kick anybody out. Just be yourself. Same doofy, naked in the oh, wow. AI. Wow, Evan Edwards, you're a real viewer, man. If you've seen stuff like that, that's crazy. Nobody ever sees the hidden funny stuff. You tell people to unsubscribe. Agree. Okay, well, hey, all that's good advice, man. I don't have to tell anybody to unsubscribe. I guess I was really uncomfortable with the thought because it sounds like I don't want people around. I want people around until they don't want to be around. But I think the concern was, man, these guys are killing my videos. I'm losing like 3 or 4 subscribers every video I put out. And the only common thread they all have is, oh, they got motorcycle content. I'm talking about motorcycles. I'm doing something motorcycle related, or I don't know. And the problem is it's just going to get worse, because the closer I get to having a motorcycle, that's all I'm going to do. That's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to talk about, well, you might see me limping towards my motorcycle. You might see me limping. You'll see a video of me throwing a leg over Harley in the morning. And, clearly I'm missing a leg, but, I hope to be talking a lot less about that, even though it has a very mass appeal. I see that. I understand that people like that story. They like that, oh, he lost his leg, but he's coming back, and it's the Rocky story, I guess. That's the best way I can. The underdog, I get it. It's just I have this impression that those people are doing me harm that are here for the Rocky story, and there's the Rocky inspiration story is going to be becoming less and less. And I don't know how to say it. Need to make a deep fake video of Ricky Bobby saying, if you don't chew Big Red and like motorcycle content. I tell you I've been talking a lot lately about Idiocracy. Do you remember, if y'all seen Idiocracy, where there's a billboard in the background and this shirtless dude with hair all over him? It's an animated billboard, and he's smoking a cigarette. He's like, if you don't smoke, I smoke Charltons, and if you don't, fuck you. It's one of the funniest things I've ever seen. I love stuff like that. Yeah, I'm all. Look, that's what we need to do, is come up. You guys submit your ideas for videos, and then we'll vote. We'll vote the funniest ones, and I will do the funniest ones first. If there's some big votes for, I get 5 ideas for videos, and they all get big votes, I will do all 5 of them. I'm always looking for ideas, and y'all know I don't have any pride. There's nothing. I still want to get kicked off of YouTube. That's my standard. I don't care. Ray Bratton, like Han Solo, and Tom. I'm not sure what that means. I'm only into Harley riders. Whatever, Brian. Yeah. I try to be direct with my viewers. I recommend it. Yeah, I don't know any other way to do it. I just don't like pissing people off, if I can do it tastefully. Yo, Twisted Life. What's up, man? I did Amic. Yeah, I like the Amic. I did I think it was the first hang con I went to in Florida. Guy had a Amic. It was really hard and like a brain teaser to try to figure out how to sit in it, much less lay in it. But that was a pretty cool hammock. Very unique design. I like Amics. What's up, Johnny? Campgrounds are made for families and not single guys. I think you're right. I think campgrounds are made for amateurs, and I think that's the nicest thing, the nicest way I can say. Campgrounds are made for amateur campers that are not really willing to make anything more of a commitment than maybe like a few days a year. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But if you're a tent camper, that's probably a good place to start. And if you really enjoy it, if you really enjoy campgrounds, maybe put some more investment in it, go a little bit outside your comfort zone. But there's nothing wrong with campgrounds for people that are just starting out, or that only camp once or twice a year, and they want to know what to expect. They want to know that there's a place to have a crap, to piss, to get some water, and worst case scenario, your tent burns down to the ground. Maybe you could go stand under a pavilion or something. Hey, there's a good chance if you're camped in a campground, you're not going to die your first time out. So I see I see the appeal of campgrounds for amateur campers. But if you ever want to have a real experience out in the wilderness, especially on a motorcycle, you're going to have to figure a few things out. That is a good comment, Chase Dirtbike. Let's say get back to camping and do a live stream from there. I would love to. Now man is riding in Naples, staying at top star hotels with fine dining. Nothing wrong with that. If she can afford it, and she's probably got the budget for it too. I think she's probably full-time YouTube now, isn't she? I mean, she's definitely got an audience. And good for her. No loss as to why you don't have 250. Hey, man, I would love to think that I could possibly one day have 250,000 followers, Chase. So I watch your vids about 2 or 3 weeks before your bike versus sleeping bag. Broke my heart to see that bag snag that sprocket. Yeah. I don't think it ever made it to the sprocket. I think it just locked the wheel up. I think watch the video in the morning. It's coming out at 7 a.m. You'll see those big, huge lugs on that rear wheel. The lugs on my rear wheel are like that. So it took that sleeping bag and went, and it went, oh, yeah. I don't think it ever made it down to the sprocket, honestly. Let's camp mid-Florida. Whenever you want, you can come camp on my acreage. I may take you up on that, dude. I would like to be riding shortly. I'm going to have to figure out a few things. It may take me 30 days. It may take me longer, but I have been known to ride deep into Florida this time of year. So, yeah. Let me know where you're at, man. Find my email or Facebook or something and shoot me your contact info. I'd love to talk to you about coming down. Not every day, blessed with twisty, punchy roads and dirt tracks, hanging out to see you get back in the saddle. Be the one-legged man and ass-kicking contest. You're holding up well, dude. Thanks, dude. Thanks, Sword One. That's a good way of looking at it. Good to see you, Giant. Glad you're getting outside. I keep around because I still want motorcycle content as well as your Rocky return. I like the out-of-the-box thinking. Thanks, dude. It's pretty cool. Living a bus. I used to build out Prevo logo. Oh, dude, I'd love it. Well, I think that's where I started. So I started back, got a divorce in 2013, and all I could think of is just getting out from under that house and the mortgage, and I couldn't figure out how to do it. And I bought the house. I had been buying and selling houses for a while, and I was doing pretty good till I got married. And then I was going off of somebody else's advice on what to buy and where to buy, white picket fences and stuff like that. But the last couple of houses I did pretty poorly on. But I just wanted to get out, and I started looking at alternatives. And the first thing that popped in my head was, I want to get on a sailboat. I can go anywhere, and that's my house. And I just buy the sailboat, and I go everywhere and have my adventures. I was like, yeah, I'm kind of claustrophobic. I don't know if I could be on a boat. And I started doing the research. I was like, okay, well, that could be a second step. The first step would be get out. I'm going to get an RV. If I can live in an RV, haul my motorcycle around, I could do that. And then the second step would be sailboat. And I was like, that's a really good idea. I could see how bad my claustrophobia is. And I did it. I did it for a couple of years, and it was fucking great. Well, I abandoned the RV thing pretty quickly because as I started looking at prices, like, wow, you can get pretty much anything for like that cost of a Prevo. What's a Prevo? Like 100? I'm sorry. I don't think they sell them for under $1 million now. They're probably 1.5, 2.5. Anyway, the standard, the American standard for luxury RVs. I never even thought about a Prevo, but I saw some things that were close. I can't remember the coach builder. Somebody could come up with the name of it, but they were pretty close. They made their coaches out of the same frames, boxes that they built school buses out of. And I was like, oh, wow. Um, those are pretty cool on the inside. They're very well made. They're very well built. You know, I don't want to say mil spec, but government uh, spec. You know, if you so in other words, the thing that really caught my eye with RVs immediately was like, man, those things are made out of fucking cardboard. Have you ever seen a standard RV in a crash? All you see is tires and frame and engine because everything else just turns to powder. It goes everywhere. And I was like, man, I don't want anything to do with something that, you know, a strong wind comes along and totals your home. So I started looking into conversions, which is kind of the intermediate in between RVs. And anyway, that's how I wound up with my first conversion. And I was like, I love that. Not just they were built really well. I mean, they're pretty much, by the time you buy them for almost nothing, they're pretty much worn out, which I didn't have a way to overcome that. But anyway, the life that I lived for those 2 years on the road, throwing my motorcycle in the back, and just going everywhere and living in the places that I wanted to live and exploring on my motorcycle, man, that was a fantastic life. And yeah, I still have this fantasy about the sailboats, but the problems with sailboats is I still want to ride motorcycles. And how do you get a motorcycle off your sailboat without a big winch and a crane and you know, let's say you're in some Caribbean island and you're moored off the coast. How do you get a motorcycle into your little dinghy and get it to shore? That's just one of many problems. But I started realizing that maybe, you know, if you've ever owned a boat, you've heard the phrase, a boat is a hole in the water where you pour money. And even more so if you live on it. So I just started thinking, man, I don't have the money. I don't have the resources to be able to do the things that I want to do in a sailboat. So if any of you rich single women out there that want to explore the ideas of rolling around the world in a sailboat, I have some sailing experience. I don't know if it's enough to be a captain, but if you've got a boat and you've got some experience, I could be a first mate. How's the light? How's it looking, y'all? Man, I have to turn this thing off here shortly. This phone does pretty good. This phone doesn't do much of anything very good, but it does kind of low light stuff. Need to play rocky music. Da, 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 da. Ba, 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 ba. I use a 1966 Avion truck camper. The modern campers fall apart after 10 years. Yeah, I would say I've seen some dirt cheap campers lately, though, and I'm almost to the point where it's like, you know, I don't need something to last 20 years. I have been exploring the idea of converting a cargo trailer into a camper because those are built a little bit better. They got steel frames, they got aluminum skins, something that I could actually build something onto. I could build something around, and I could carry a motorcycle around in it. So if I do go on the road, that's probably going to be the way I do it. God, I would love to be back out there on the road. Be a whole lot less camping. But I mean, if you think about it, if you've got a steel tent, that's what I call my bus, my steel tent. I go park it somewhere in the wilderness. It's a steel tent. You don't have to worry about people breaking in as much. You can carry all your stuff with you. Almost the same with a cargo trailer, but the cargo trailer, I'm thinking like a 14, 16 foot. So I'm not going to be carrying all my stuff, but enough stuff to make me very comfortable. A place where I can sleep comfortably in the biggest hailstorm that comes through, the wind, all that stuff. I just put everything in the freaking camper and close the doors, and I'm protected, you know, from wind and rain and cold, and maybe not so much heat, but I probably figure out something to do other than that. 60. I've never heard of an Avion, but if it's a 66, why should have? Once you know your way around your rig systems, it's easier than people think to maintain those coaches. With the exception of, like, I'm not adept at diesel, although I don't think diesel is probably as hard as anything else. But the problem with this bus is I can't even crawl under it if there's not enough clearance. I had to cut a panel out so I could get to install a water tank. Anyway, there's all kinds of stuff on this bus that I can't maintain. I'm an okay mechanic, but when it comes to diesels and heavy equipment, like there's no way I could. To get to the engine on this bus, you have to pull the front face off, and then to get to I don't even know how to do it. I think you have to have a trench, because you can't lift this bus. This bus is like 20-something thousand pounds. It's ridiculously heavy. And that's not even including all the crap that I've got in there. Oh, boat equals bust out another 1,000. Yeah. I like the idea. I think it's very romantic. I do have a sailboat in Florida. I've got a little catamaran. I've got a 19-foot Prindle. It's basically a racing sailboat. It's a scary fast. It terrifies me. Like I said, I'm not a very good sailor. Problem with rich single women is they have to come with you. I thought about that. I was like, if she's paying the way, I'm thinking, God, man, I could put up with a lot. I could really put up with a lot. I think. I don't know. We'll see. I think it would be an adventure one way or the other. It's got to be the right woman, though. It's really got to be the right woman. We looked at a pontoon boat to build a cabin on, then haul our bikes on and travel the inland waterway. Too old now. Yeah, I understand, man. That's the kind of way I'm getting too. It's like, man, I had all these hopes and dreams, and like, man, now my range outside in the wilderness, if I'm by myself, it's like I can't extend my range the way I used to. I'm like, anything happens, I can walk out. Can't walk out anymore, man. I'd be doing good right now to walk 2 miles, and there's a lot of things that scare me. I would love to think, at some point I want to be able to walk 20 miles. I'm just not counting on it. I just know how my leg is. My leg is not participating in the rehab that I want. So, well, this was just a quick throw up a live stream. I think I've only done. What happened to the live stream? I think I've only done one vertical live stream before. And they YouTube sent me an email, I think yesterday. It said, "Oh, vertical live stream, blah blah blah." Made me think that maybe they would give it a little bit more attention in the feed. Like usually they put, if you're subscribed to a channel, they may or may not send you your notifications. But if you're subscribed to a channel, typically shorts and live streams are typically at the very top. At least that's the way I remember it. So if you're subscribed to a channel and you pop into your feed and go, oh, look, Moto Giant's live. Let's see what he's got going on, which is usually not much because I never plan these things, or very rarely do I plan them. I wonder what I could do if I actually wrote out something. It's like, I'm going to spend 45 minutes talking about X, Y, and Z. Every once in a while, I'll get a bullet list of things I want to talk about, and then I'll completely stray off of it. But there's a video coming out in the morning about the next bike, but I would like to see what you guys think. If you watch and listen closely to my videos, you should know exactly what bike is going to be my next bike. I might be able to get the damn thing this week, but I had some interesting videos to share, and that's kind of what I put together. Is hey, look, I sold the RT. I went to the basement a few weeks ago and filmed some stuff that never made it, or at least I don't think I ever published it. But I had some full intent to go, oh, this would be interesting. Show me riding around on this Harley. My older brother's got a Harley over there. My younger brother, that's his house. He's got a bunch of bikes in the basement that are never going to see daylight again. Anyway, it's kind of a quick tour of that and a quick tour, look at the only bike I've got left on the mainland for sale. If anybody wants it, a good deal, I'll make, especially if you're a viewer or a friend, I'll make you a good deal. As far as I know, it's still a good bike. It's got some scratches on it. That's the main problem. It's got a broken foot peg, broken clutch lever. Relatively simple stuff if you know how to turn a wrench and order parts. It's got some scratches. If you're okay with a few scratches, that's how I buy my bikes. I look for the scratches that everybody else is going, oh, it's got some scratches on it. Oh, I don't want that bike. So I'm the guy that goes in there and goes, oh, yeah, I can buy this for a decent price, which you can. You can buy this bike for a decent price. It's closing on 50,000 miles, but it's a good running bike. It's got new tires, new chain of sprockets. I think I've changed the oil like a couple thousand miles back. Good running bike, very dependable, lots of fun, put a smile on your face, just too big and heavy for me. And it's got some scratches on the left side, mainly. Almost all the scratches are on the left side. We're sliding down the interstate 150 yards, so that's what you get. Anyway, that video is coming out in the morning. I've got some prepping stuff coming out about. I put on a motorcycle boot on this leg today. That I'm going to see what I can do to make that interesting. But I may be able to go pick up a motorcycle this week. Who knows? So stay tuned. Thanks for joining me for the chat, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Maybe I'll have another live stream Sunday. That's my standard thing, but I kind of wanted to get on here, and I just wanted to get outside. Honestly, that's what I really wanted to do. I will see you guys next time. Peace out, Napoleon.